Hi guys, welcome back to the Next Gen podcast. And I mean, February, it's the month of love, so we have a very special guest on today. We have Gail Bains with us. Gail, thank you for being here.
My pleasure, my dear.
Now, if you've been in the community and you've really been involved in any part of the volunteering, you know Gail. Gail is a board member at Save a Thrift, and honestly, Gail has been at every community event I've ever been to while entering the space of giving back. So thank you, Gail, for being everywhere.
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Oh yeah, of course. I talk so much that we figured this is probably the best thing to do next. Now, Gail is a real estate agent, but you are also a vachola, a modern day vachola.
Absolutely.
I mean, when people think about vachola, I don't think they think of a beautiful woman like you, but we're changing that image now.
Yes, we are. We're going into a modern twist on being a vachola. The name of my company is Eternal Matrimony, and I am, I've been doing this for 2.5 years. Took 2 years to build the website, and now it's been half a year since I've gotten into it, and it's going really well.
That's amazing. Now, I guess we'll get right into it. Month of love. Everybody listening, I mean, Valentine's Day is going to be what when we air this in 2 days? So listen up here. If you don't have any plans for Valentine's Day, we're going to give you some plans for Valentine's Day. Yo, what do you think is the biggest challenge in the market right now for dating and matrimony?
I think it's commitment. People don't feel comfortable making a commitment. Younger generation like yourself is more about career, more about getting yourself established, and then you're willing to move forward. Whereas the older generation, they've got their career in order, they've got their their life in order, they're on their own, and all of a sudden they're getting very comfortable where they're at. So they're finding it difficult to make a commitment.
Oh no, you gotta change it up, figure out what you're doing. And I think that's the biggest thing, like you just talked about for younger people too. I think commitment doesn't need to be hard, even if you're focusing on your career, because if you find the right partner, you support each other, you grow from the bottom up. And it's so funny that you bring that up, because I think that's been a joke amongst my parents recently of, well, apat like this in John, and then we built from the bottom up with someone that we didn't even really know. Mm-hmm. So if they were able to do that, it's funny that we're not.
Yes.
Why do you think that the younger generations don't think that you can have a career and also have a partner?
You can, and Gitanjali, you're the prime example of that. And it's kind of nice to see that you've got your life well balanced, and you've got your career, you're building your career, yet you're getting into a relationship or wherever you're at, So I think it's good to have a balance, and it is easy to have a balance as long as you are open-minded enough.
Definitely.
Yeah. So.
I think that's always the biggest challenge, is balance for everybody, but you need a partner. I mean, and I love that you're really getting out there and saying, hey, there are dating apps, but we're going to do something different.
Absolutely.
What inspired you to start?
I started Eternal Strings just as COVID was ending, and my drive was my daughter, Ravneet. And she is a person with special needs, and she's always, motivated us in a lot of different ways. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, whenever a couple comes together, I feel like my daughter is coming together. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's much needed, and it brings me a lot of joy. And I love helping people, and I love working with people, and that's the reason I started.
That's so beautiful. I love that you didn't say, because I love when I talk to somebody and they're like, I wanted to make money. You're like, that is not what I'm here for. I am doing it because I want to do it.
Yeah, and that is not my priority. My priority is to bring beautiful young professionals together and let them have a prosperous, happy life together.
That's so beautiful. Yeah. Do you feel like there's any skills from real estate that help you in the matchmaking field, or
do
you feel like
absolutely? It's like matching up the buyers to the perfect home.
Oh yeah, I've never thought about that, but that was a perfect analogy.
Yeah, so it is the same. When you're bringing two people together, you have to look at their qualification, you have to look at the family. There's so much that goes into it. And you want to make sure that it's well balanced, and whether it comes to the family background, whether it comes to their education, and even their looks. But what I have to say is that looks should not be the number one priority, because it's the inner beauty that matters more. So that's what I feel.
That's so beautiful. Because it does. I think eventually everybody ages. So you might fall in love with someone because they're so beautiful now, and then can you even have a conversation?
Yeah, exactly.
And people don't think about that enough.
Yes.
It's like when you're 80, are you going to be able to look at this person that might not be stereotypically beautiful anymore and be able to sit with them for hours?
Yeah, but would it last that long?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you, outer beauty is good, obviously, but when sometimes somebody is drop dead gorgeous, and once you get to know them, you start talking to them, and you don't see the inner beauty, all of a sudden the outer beauty does not mean anything, you know? So to me, that's it's a yes, you got to look compatible, you got to look good together, but please look beyond that.
I love that you brought that up. Me and my friends consistently have this joke of, if someone has a really mean personality, like, you just become ugly. Like, you can't have both. You can't be mean and pretty at the same time, because if I think that you're mean or an unkind person, you're automatically, I know it's really a blunt way to say it, but you're like ugly in my eyes. I'm like, you're just a bad person.
Yeah. You see the outer beauty temporarily.
Yeah.
When you see the inside of that person, then all of a sudden you don't even see the outer beauty.
Yeah.
Yet somebody might not be like a 10 on 10, and you get to know them and they're more than a 10 out of 10, and you see that beauty. They grow on you, and you see how beautiful they are then.
Yeah,
right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it. Mine was so blunt. I was like, yeah, if you're mean, you're like, no. This is how we're going to say it. I think the PR training on your side is a lot better than on my side. Oh my goodness. Now, Eternal Strings is different than what we like Tinder and Bumble and all these other apps. What do you think the dating scene in Vancouver was before Eternal Strings?
I think before Eternal Strings, people were, back in the day, it was they were going clubbing, they were meeting people, and right now, there's no place for them to go.
I think I can say it. It's pretty dead out there. Like, unfortunately, after COVID, no one is comfortable leaving their houses.
Yes.
Or even just, not to say that you need to party to find your partner, but just the aspect of nightlife is a little bit dead. Everyone's worried about, I think, more so, how quickly can I get home, rather than these third spaces where you can go meet people.
Yeah, I think as Canadians, we are very conservative, and yes, clubbing was in back in the day, but now people are more into going to a lounge, sitting down, having meaningful conversations, and they also need to have time.
Yeah,
they have to balance their lives. They have to, yes, you have work, but you also have to have a personal life. You have to have a well-balanced life in order to get further in life. Otherwise, you burn out.
And then that's the whole cycle of work, home, and then you're not happy. So, guys, as Gail has said so many times, take a step out of your comfort zone.
Yes, and that goes especially for guys. You need to come out and get out of your comfort zone, as Gitanjali said, because it is important. Ladies are confident, they're out there, but guys need to get comfortable, because you're amazing people and you need to show your skills, you need to show yourself out there in order to meet the right person.
I love that. And it's true though. We've done this switch almost where I feel like the girls are ready to like go into the dating scene, and it used to be Nini, like, you're gonna stay home, I'm shy, and now the boys are shy.
Yes, I wouldn't say they're shy. I just think they're so comfortable where they're at, they don't want to put themselves out there, and if you guys want to meet some people, wonderful ladies, you do need to be out there, and you do need to meet the right person.
Oh, definitely. Now when you see you probably see most of it, like the dating that ends up in marriage, matrimony.
Yes.
And what doesn't. What do you think is the biggest indicator of, okay, like these two are dating and it's going to end up in commitment or marriage, versus the couples that are going to fizzle out?
Well, it's when they're trying too hard.
Yeah.
When they're, okay, my parents are telling me, and one of the things that we ask when I vet the individuals, is
You vet everybody.
I do,
Okay,
yes,
amazing.
yeah. So I ask them, I'm like, are you ready? And a lot of them, the parents will say, oh yes, they're ready. And when I speak to them, they're not ready. So I will tell the parents, I'm like, give them time.
Yeah.
I will talk to them. I will work with them, and they will be ready. I said, but if they're not ready, please don't force your children to get into a relationship, because they have to be in a good mental state in order to move forward.
And then I think that's amazing too, coming from someone that's our Majola here, because we've seen so many marriages in the past, especially I would say our parents' generation, that they stuck because they had to stick, or that, you know, they gave it their best effort, but there was no compatibility there, or it was just the mindset wasn't there to make it work.
Yeah.
And you have all these, you know, like kids now that are like, oh, I didn't get to see my parents be happy together, and that's never what you want.
Yes.
So I think your angle of you have to be ready, and it doesn't matter how old you are, you just have to be ready.
Absolutely.
I think that's so important for everybody. Just because you don't want to traumatize someone else if your relationship's not working out.
Exactly. It's very important. And to be honest with you, I have been married for almost 40 years this year.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And my husband and I still go out on a date every month, or more often if we have the time.
Yeah.
And it's very important, and a relationship is such where you have to keep working on it, no matter whether you've been dating or you've been in a relationship for a year, or in my case, almost 40 years. And you have to work on a relationship, and it's all about give and take.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where what I would say is my advice is work on a relationship and address the issues that you have so that you can move forward in life together.
That's so beautiful and important. You have to work on it. Nothing's easy.
Yeah.
And I always say this to people, it's like, pick your heart. Even in your relationship, like, you pick your heart and you figure out how you're going to make it work, you work on it. And 40 years and you're still going on date nights.
Absolutely.
So you're both working on it.
And you guys look at Gitanjali. These are the kind of wonderful women that you can meet. And, you know, she is such a well-balanced individual.
Thank you.
And it's nice to see that.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of other women out there that are also like that. And they're waiting to meet the right person as well.
If I don't see everybody who is single on Eternal Strings after this, I am coming for you. I'm going to look through my viewers and be like, is this person there? Is this person there? Yeah, Gail, how did you meet your husband?
Actually, I had an arranged marriage.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
yeah.
And he was from England, I was from India. We met over here and through family. And we got married, and we had a lot of differences when we started. You know, there was a lot of things that we had to work on, but we didn't give up. We kept trying, and we worked on it. And today, if I was to choose all over again, I would pick him.
That's so cute. Oh my goodness. Now, was your arranged marriage like you met one day, the shuggan was done, and then you're getting married, or did you have a little bit of time?
We had some time.
Okay, that's good. My parents, shuggan was the day that they met.
No, we actually went out a few times.
Okay, good. Okay, so your parents were already with it. Do you like him? Do you not? Like, they gave you that room, which is beautiful.
My mom gave me the space, and because we had just moved here.
Yeah.
My sister was here, my brother was here, and then they're like, actually it was my sister's brother-in-law that I married, and
oh my goodness,
two sisters married to two brothers, so yeah.
The family events are probably fun.
It is, but our family is very tiny.
I think my only problem with doing that is I'm just way too comfortable with my siblings, and I think having them somewhere, I fight Rahul anywhere we go. So I can't imagine being like proper for your in-laws, but also like wanting to punch your sister. Like, I am the worst. So I think you had the etiquette at the time. I am not there in maturity yet.
Yeah, no, I didn't have the etiquette. I was too young. I was only 21 when I got married.
I guess most people out there know I am 25, and I still am like, I'm a baby. Yeah. I can't imagine.
Yeah, so, and you know, I had my son by the time I was your age.
Oh my goodness, that's so crazy to me. But I mean, at the time that was normal.
Absolutely.
It was doable. Yeah. Now I can't even think of buying a house yet. I'm like, I need property, and then I'll think about marriage.
That's exactly it. They want to have a career, they want to have their home, and they've got all their ducks in a row, and then they want to settle down. But I think it can go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because, you know, then you grow together. And then you have your family together, and it's a beautiful journey.
That's so true. And I also think I love the stories of maybe, I guess, generation before mine was millennials. So sorry, next gen, I do admire some of the stuff that millennials do. But I love that we lived in our parents' basement together until we were ready to buy. Like, we worked up to these goals together.
Yeah.
And it just, even stories like that feel so like romantic and like, you did it together.
Yeah, because you struggle through things together, and that's what makes you stronger as a pair.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas now it's like, no, I have to have a house, and the other thing that you all say is, oh, kids are so expensive. I don't want to have children. And I'm like, when the child comes into this world, it's already pre-planned as to where the food is coming from, where the shelter is coming from. You just do you.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. So that would be advice for anybody that's scared to have kids.
Absolutely.
It'll figure it out.
Yeah, you will figure it out, because parenting is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. That's amazing. Do you have one piece of advice now? I know we're shifting a little bit away from the singles.
That's okay.
But to all our maybe moms that are going to become new moms, do you have one piece of advice for them?
Exactly what I said.
Oh, just do it.
Yeah. And it comes naturally. You can be a good mother and a father. These days, actually, one thing I got to give you, your generation credit to, is that you actually both do it together, whereas we had to do it all on our own, and it's very different. And right now you guys work, even like you want to have everything sorted, but here is where you guys are really sorted, is that you work together, you come home, you cook together, you look after the babies together. It's a fabulous thing. So
I think I really, really noticed that I think we saw it in you guys, or just our like older cousins and generations of, Mom, why are you doing everything? Exactly. Right? So then I think that's where that comes from, where it's a good and bad thing. Because I think we're a little bit pickier when it comes to partners sometimes, because we're like, are you going to help?
Yeah.
And then we can be a lot off the bat. And I acknowledge that. Like sometimes I think I come off a little bit scary with my questions. I'm like, okay, like, are you going to do X, Y, and Z and all this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
But if you find the partner that's already calm and patient, it's like, well, yeah, I would. Like, obviously I will, that kind of thing. You can make it work. But you're very right. I do admire that as well, where it's real partnership almost.
Absolutely.
But that also comes from privilege. Like someone had to work during your generation's time. Like someone had to be out of the house, and then the shifts work was crazy, or what you were building was from really the ground up. And then we have the support where we can say, I'm going to do a 9 to 5, and then we're going to go home and hang out with our kid.
But I think even the fact that you guys have your children in daycare, we were like, oh, daycare is a no-no back in the day. Whereas I think daycares, if they're good daycares, they teach the children well.
Yeah.
And they grow faster intellectually.
Because I think it's a social interaction. But I'm not going to lie to you, I think my family is still a no daycare, because they're like, okay, well, there's 5 nannies here. Go drop them off to somebody. Like, no one can watch your kid. My mom especially already, she's so cute. She'll be like, no daycare. Like, she's like, you have all the family here. Like, why do you need a daycare? And I'm like, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
My kid will be multilingual right away. Punjabi, Hindi, hang out with your grandkids. I mean, grandparents.
Everything has its pros and cons. When the kids are brought up by the grandparents, I think they have family values. And like the learning, I said, is with the daycare.
With the daycare, for sure.
But family values are also very important. So it's to each his own.
No,
really.
100%.
Yeah.
The only prop I will also give daycare is the kids come out being able to share more.
Yeah.
Like grandparents are like, they do, we have, right now it's my eldest cousin is the first one to have a baby. So we have one nephew in the family and then one grandchild for all the mussies and everybody. Yeah. And we spoil that kid so much. Like I can already tell, like anything he wants when he comes to his nadge, we're like, you want juice? Here's juice. His mom's like, I don't care, like why are you giving my kid sugar? It's like, it's okay, like it's fine. And I know by the time he hits 3 or 4, sharing is going to be something we have to teach him now.
Absolutely.
But no, definitely. I think pros and cons to everything, but I think daycare does help with everyone's your friend.
More structure.
More structure. Yeah, can you walk us through what it looks like when you sign up for Eternal Strings? Like you apply online and then really the steps.
Okay, so our website is a bit different. One of them, if let's say the parents are registering the child, the first question we ask is, do you have permission from your child?
Oh my God. I love that. So important. They're giving you the silent claps because no one asks that.
No, yeah. So and they might lie and say yes, but at least we've asked that question.
No, definitely.
Yeah, and then the other thing that is different in our website, like you go into detail of, so the first way we vet a person is that email is sent out to you as soon as you try to sign up. An email is sent to make sure that that email is legit, and then you get a temporary password. You go in with that password, and then you sign up with that password. You can change the password after that. The other things is again with parents, they're looking at different profiles. They see a few profiles they like, and then they tell the child the individual, that child, and they tell them to check out the profiles, and they say, oh, I like this guy, I want to connect with him and all. So they can send a message to that person, and it's up to that person to see whether they want to accept that or not. So that's the second step. Once they send the message, the person accepts it, and then now they're communicating with each other. There's something called the handover. Where the parents will hand over the profile to the individual. Now parents can't see what conversations they're having.
That's good.
That's
privacy. Parents are nosy.
Absolutely. So we have steps keeping the parents in mind and the individuals in mind as well, to make sure that they are both happy with what's going on.
That's amazing. And then how do you do the vetting on your side? Because I know you said you meet with everybody, which I think is amazing. Like you need to have at least a conversation, and then you know that the people are safe, real people, not catfishes, which is problems people have with other apps.
Absolutely.
But what goes through your head when you're vetting somebody?
So when we are vetting, we have a list of questions that we ask. And again, it is, are you ready? That's one thing. And where are you at? What are you expecting out of a relationship? Where do you see yourself with, once you move forward? Some people are like, oh, I would like to go see them a few times and all that. And one of the things I tell them is, because this is not a dating site, it's more of a matchmaking site, I tell them to address the things that are important to them.
Yeah.
From the get-go. Because let's say one person wants to have children, the other person doesn't, it's a deal breaker.
That's so true.
Whereas if both of you want children, then there's other things that you can discuss and all that. So
get the deal breakers out of the way.
Absolutely.
So then you know if it's worth the conversation.
Absolutely.
Even. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so.
Have you ever had to say no to somebody while you're vetting them and be like, I don't know if you're ready for this?
I do.
I love that.
Yeah, I have said that to somebody, and it's a very wonderful family. I know the family very well, and he was not ready. So I told the family, I said, give him some time. I will keep working with him, and that's exactly what I did. And I just got a message now that
he's ready.
2 weeks ago I got a message. He goes, okay, I finished my master's and now I'm ready. So
congratulations to him on the masters.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love that you say no, because I think there's a lot of places where anyone can join and everyone's in the site, and then you feel like you wasted your time.
Yes.
Versus with you, you're like, hey, are you ready right off the bat, or what are we looking for here? And then you can say try again later, or like come back when you're ready.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is, because I work mostly with professionals like doctors and lawyers and engineers and all, they are, they have busy schedules.
Yeah.
So whoever's coming into their life, if they have a similar profession, they understand. But if they're coming from a different background, they need to understand that, because that's when you address the issues ahead of time. And you know that this person's going to be busy, but I can handle it. And, that kind of stuff.
Because it's such a deal breaker for some people, is where they'll have one partner that works a lot, or maybe one partner that works from home, and then one partner starts feeling like, oh, well, I'm doing everything at home, or they're never talking to me, but the reality is they're working.
Yeah, well, I haven't had that, fortunately.
Amazing.
But most of them, they're pretty well put together, and the way they come together is nice.
That's amazing. Do you feel like sometimes you have to move people around or shift them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I might introduce someone, and then they're like, okay, this doesn't work for me and all that. So what I tell people once I give them a lead saying, okay, go meet this person. But I do tell them, like, be very honest and clear with me, because this is something same as buying a house.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
Yeah, and it's a commitment. And also, if you're not clear with me as to what you're looking for, then I can't recommend the right person.
That's so true.
So if you say, okay, I met this person and this is what, what I saw, maybe they saw something different.
Yeah.
So they need to point that out to me, and I won't go tell that person, and I'm like, no, let's work on someone else for you.
That's amazing.
You know?
You shift them around. Okay, maybe this is a better fit for you rather than this.
Absolutely.
What do you think is the biggest, I don't want to say item because that sounds like we're putting people's personalities into itemization, but what is the biggest sign of compatibility between two people? Like when you find someone and you're like, oh, okay, is it job that this is going to work because they're doing the same thing? Mm-hmm. Is it family life? Like what do you find is what you find that matches people the best?
I think it's a mix of things.
Yeah.
Basically, it's their personality, whether, some people are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Some people are very ambitious. Mm-hmm. The other person has a good position, but they're not ambitious. They're comfortable where they're at. Yeah. And sometimes an ambitious person and the other person might not come together. Yeah. Yet, having said that, sometimes it's opposites that attract. Yeah. I'll just use an example. Someone's a doctor, this person's a teacher, right? I think it's a great fit. Yeah. Because whoever the gentleman is a doctor, let's say, he's working long hours, she's working a certain hours, and she has things to do at home as well. But then she gets the time off when they decide to have a family. Yeah, right?
Because that's so true. Right? And then you can go home, and then you're matching your kids' hours for when you're off too. Okay, yeah.
And as a doctor, you might be a little more ambitious. As a teacher, you're like, I love children. I love working with them. Yeah. That is their passion. They don't necessarily want to be the principal, or they don't want to own a school, that kind of stuff. But yet they're professionals. Yeah. They're doing very well in their career. They're comfortable where they're at.
And passionate about what they're doing.
Yes.
That's amazing. Okay, yeah, a partnership that I wouldn't think of, but I'm sure you've matched a doctor and a teacher before and it worked out.
Yes, it does, yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, people say that us in the Lower Mainland, we're a little bit mean. Like when people travel here, they're always like, okay, people in Vancouver aren't necessarily the friendliest people to talk to. Right. What do you find, like I'm sure you probably get messages from people out of Vancouver, like maybe the interior or wherever, but Surrey, Vancouver, we have again, people think we're mean. What do you find is the difference between Vancouver, Surrey singles and maybe the singles that reach out from other places to you?
I think the ones that come from different towns other than the mainland, they are more friendly. Yeah.
Do you think? I think it is true too. I think we are a little mean. I don't know why. But
I don't think we're mean. I think we're conservative. We're more on focused on our careers. Yeah. We don't know how to relax. Yeah. Right? And sometimes if we don't greet somebody, people think we're mean. But we're not. We're just, sometimes a person who's very reserved might come across as, oh, they're so high on themselves. They're so, they're not. Just so if somebody doesn't talk to you, just say hi.
Just say hi,
And Gitanjali, you're a prime example. You talk to everybody and people are comfortable around you, but you make them comfortable. Right?
But I'm going to say the same thing back. This is a random backstory during our Valentine's Day episode, sorry guys, but I met Gail at a cricket announcement, essentially. Right. Yeah, that was our first time. And I think I was one of the only younger girls there, and I was like, okay, we're just going to go into this. I said hi to the 2 or 3 uncles I knew, and then my dad is off doing whatever my dad does, and I didn't really have anybody there to be like, hi, can I be your friend, essentially? And Gail was the first person. I looked over, I'm smiling, smiled back, and I'm like, this is my person. I'm like, hi, I'm Gitanjali, and you're like, I'm Gail. These are my friends. Say hi to us. And ever since then, I feel like we've just had such a positive connection.
Beautiful connection.
Anytime I see you, I'm like, hi, thank you, but protect your sister.
It also goes to you because you make an effort with everybody, I wish people would be more like you, where they're receptive and open. So I just met this. I went to a meeting. It was again a business meeting in Tawasin Springs, and I met this wonderful lady. and Darcy. She is an Olympic gold medalist
Oh my goodness.
in rowing.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. No, silver medalist, sorry.
But still upper body, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, so she has her own business now.
Okay.
But when I met her, she was the keynote speaker that day, and she said it's about being close-fisted or open-handed.
Yeah.
When you're open-handed, you're receptive to everything. When you're close-fisted, you miss out on a lot of things, you know, and that was a beautiful thing that I learned from her that day, and I've embraced it. And I think a lot of people need to learn from that. She's going to have her own, TED Talks soon.
Oh, okay. We'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Shout out Darcy. Like if you're listening to this. Oh my gosh. So I know Valentine's Day for us is now in like 2 days here. I know we're doing something exciting, but before we get into the event that I am so excited to talk about, you do something different as well compared to apps, is that you make people meet in real life.
Yes.
You put on mixers, you put on events. Tell us a little bit about why you think in person might be better than an app.
Well, because a lot of people don't want to go on the website. They don't want to make the effort. And so this is more of a casual setting. You get to dress up, you come to the event, you enjoy the event, and you meet people in a casual setting rather than being, sort of saying, okay, meet this person, meet this person. You get to meet a whole bunch of singles and, sort of casually enjoy the evening and, talk to people.
Yeah.
And we will have icebreaker games. We will do
Those are always
like
so
a
fun.
Yeah, exactly. A fun evening together. And it's Valentine's Day, which is on the weekend this year, which will be fun. Westfield Country Club. So it'll be a fun event. And Gitanjali is coming.
I will be there. So I will say hi to all of you guys. Definitely. Is there a dress code because Valentine's Day?
Yes, we would love for men to dress up and women to dress in pink and red.
Amazing.
Pink or red.
Yeah, the Valentine's Day color, so full theme. Yeah. And I also want to say too that I think it's so important that we do these in-person meetings because one, dating apps, you can meet people, but I think people's perception online is so different than in person. You could meet someone online, message for a couple of days, think they're so amazing, and then you meet them in person and maybe the personality is totally different or the tone's totally different. Yeah. And you'll never know until you meet them.
And again, going back to my point about appearance.
Yeah.
When you meet somebody in person and you see their personality, when you're just looking at a picture and communicating with them, it's very different than meeting them in person.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing too is I appreciate that you do these, like you said, casual that was English, mixers. Because even when you were talking about it earlier, I'm like, okay, Valentine's Day, there's so much pressure around find a partner, like go on this extravagant date, do this, and you take the pressure away from that.
Right.
Where it's, hey, come out, have a good time, meet some people, and then maybe from there, it'll be your pool of like, okay, now let's start dating these people I've already met once. It's less awkward.
Absolutely.
Because I can only imagine, you've probably been in situations too where people come to you like, okay, what do we even talk about on the first date?
Yeah. So a lot of people that have come to this event, they have come on their own. They were uncomfortable initially coming, but then all of a sudden when they come and they have a blast, they're like, okay, when's the next one?
Oh, that's amazing. That's what we want to hear. Like, when is the next time we can all hang out together?
Yeah.
What do you think the highlight of these events for you has been?
It's about bringing people together. It's about, them coming and understanding that it's not that much pressure. They're coming, they're having a good time, and it's love is in the air, basically.
That's honestly probably her themed. Love is in the air will be our tagline forever. If you ever sell merchandise, let me know. I will. Love is in the air. I am in for it. Yeah. So no, super exciting. So if you guys don't have plans on February 14th, it's a weekend. What else are you doing if you're home and you're single? And honestly, even if you're not single, bring your partner. Yes. Come enjoy. It takes the pressure off of, okay, did someone plan something? Or if you're someone that hasn't made a reservation yet, and I'm pretty sure 90% of reservations are gone by now.
Yeah.
Come.
Yes. And a shout out especially to all the guys that are up to 45, because this is an event that is for people up to 45. Men, please come out. You will have a good time. Even if you come on your own, I promise you, you won't feel awkward. You won't feel uncomfortable. we'll make sure that you guys have a good time and you are comfortable in that environment.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now we'll shift a little bit more into, let's just say someone meets their dream partner on February 14th at the Eternal Strings Mixer. I'm going to keep saying it. You guys better come. What do you think is the best first date idea?
I think because, again, I'm a very conservative person. Go to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Please don't go for a long-winded date because just in case it's not the right person.
Yeah.
Coffee date is not too long. Start off with a coffee date, and then there's always lots more to come.
Definitely.
So that's what I suggest.
Are you pro FaceTime or anti FaceTime? Because I know a lot of people, like dating gurus online, will say, okay, message, but make sure you phone call or FaceTime before you meet each other. Are you pro that, or do you think it's better to have the surprise meeting in person?
I think I'm okay with either way, but I think FaceTime is good because then you know what you're going to see. Even though you've seen them on the picture, FaceTime, you actually get to, okay, so this is the right person. And it's also one of the safety things.
Yeah.
When you see them on FaceTime, it's like, okay, this is the person I see in the picture. This is who's going to come and see me. So do
you have any tips for, I want to say for young women especially, but anybody really? You never know who you're meeting or what intentions people have, boys, women,
100%.
Anybody. What are some safety tips for maybe if you're going on a first date or you want to make sure that, you're protected in case anything goes wrong?
Absolutely. One of the things that I do suggest that you do when you're going out on a first date, make sure somebody knows.
Yeah.
And give them the person's name and number, give them all the information before you go on the date. For now, we have most of the people that we have on the website are people that are known to us. But still, it is very important that you tell someone where you're going. Secondly, this is for people that are going on dates in general. Please don't leave your drink unattended, all of the safety things. The other big thing that happens is, again, on dating sites, not necessarily on Eternal Strings at this time, but do not lend anybody any money at all, no matter what. Because that is, they can give you a whole sob story. People like that know exactly what to say to people, to women and to men. It happens in both the cases. They know exactly what to say.
That's so crazy to think about that you're, someone's trying to find their partner and someone's trying to scam
Take
them.
advantage, yes. It is unfortunate, but it's good to be aware and just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's going on, and do not go out take your own car. And even if you're leaving, go in your own car, don't get a ride initially. Once you get to know the person, then it's a totally different thing. But this is people that are dating. Please be careful about all of these things. And, safety is more important than anything else.
I love that you bring that up because I know with me and my friends, and I always say the girls group chat, as soon as someone's going on a first date, it's location's on. And then we're also stalkers. So I'm okay, it's been 45 minutes. Is she still where she's supposed to be?
Absolutely.
And then letting someone know, I think that's the one. I have a hate-love relationship with technology. I think I rant to you about that all the time. Yes. But I think the location services are amazing just to have a live pin. Absolutely. Where send it to your friend, send it to your mom. Yes. There's anybody, just so they know where you are. And then even the picking up and dropping off, I think that's so important. And this might be a little extreme, but when my friends were in their batch of really dating and trying to find their partner, I've had friends get picked up from my house. If they're going in the car together, oh, do we want this person to know where we live off the first date? Yeah. And I love that you said maybe drive yourself there. Absolutely. Would have been an even better step. Yeah. But we used to do I'm at my friend's house. Come pick me up from here. Oh, my car is there. She's going to know that my car is there. So you have to drop me off there again.
Right.
And then it would give them that sense of, okay, someone's waiting for her. Yeah. Or someone, will know if she's not back in a few hours.
Yeah. Well, I think women are very independent these days. Yeah. So, again, they should be driving themselves. And or having somebody drop them off, as you said, which is okay as well.
No, definitely, because you never know. And I hate to be that person, and I'm so happy that you just say that as an overall, be safe, because you never know what's out there. As bad that is to say on a Valentine's episode. Sorry, guys. Find your loves, but also be safe.
Yes, absolutely. That is very crucial.
And then now that we talked about our best date, what do you think the worst date idea is? I honestly think
going on a date, having, your friends present or your family present.
Please don't do that.
Especially not on a date.
Or I think anything too unplanned and casual too. Like I think that anytime my friends are getting into relationships or going on dates and they're like, oh, we're gonna plan it as we go. But then I'm like, there was no effort from either of you.
Either side,
like,
yes. Yeah.
Or also I haven't even let you properly answer the question, but anything too crazy too. Yeah. Like on a first date, doing like a whole day together, or we're gonna do this, this, and this, and I'm like, okay, like wait to see if you like each other before you're in Whistler for the day.
Yes, and hence the reason going for coffee on your first date. That would be the best way to start. But the worst thing would be to spend the whole day together when you don't even know what to expect from each other. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I am a little bit of a fan of like second or third dates being activities, because I think it's like golfing where you can talk, but you're also doing something. So it's like either team bonding or you're getting a little bit of competition. Yeah. So things like that, I 100% second, third, fourth dates, but not for a first date.
And the other thing I also tell the individuals to do is put that into the person that you've gone out with. Once you've been with them a few times, put them in a situation to see how they would react in a situation. Then you see their true colors. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
No, definitely. It's like, do they get angry? Or are they passionate about things?
Absolutely. How do they handle an awkward situation or an intense situation?
And honestly, I cannot say too much because I was late today to Gail. Thank you for being here early. But I also do think like timing wise too. Like if you tell someone you have to be home at a certain time and they're not respecting that time boundary, then it's a little bit like, hey, okay, are you going to respect anything else I say later if you can't respect this? Yeah. Sorry, Gail, I can't say anything today. But normally, that is a point I would make.
No, but even like on your first date, you show up like half an hour late or an hour late.
Yeah. I think the hour point I would leave. I'm like, I can't. I think if you had a good reason and it was like 15, 20 minutes, I'll wait it out. But anything after that, I think if I was still single, I'd be like, I hate you. Like, I am not doing this.
Actually, to be honest, I'll give you a nice story.
Yeah, okay, good
one. It is a good one where he was late, like fashionably late, and we're sitting there waiting for him because I was to introduce this couple. And he came fashionably late, and we were sitting there, and she's like, I don't know about this person.
Yeah.
and then she met. He kept sending messages that I'm with the client, I'm running late, whatever.
As long as you're honest too, I think is a big part of it.
But an hour late.
Okay.
So
at least she had you.
She wasn't impressed, and I wasn't impressed, and I thought, oh my God, like you know. So, anyways, they went out, and she goes, no, he's okay, like you know. And I said,
I think the hour probably bothered her.
The appearance, you know.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? What did you think of him as an individual?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, this and that. She had nothing but positive things to say about him. And I said, well, why don't you give it another chance?
Yeah.
And now they've been happily married.
Okay.
And they are so content with each other. They're so compatible. And it's a beautiful thing to say. Hence the reason I say, please be open-minded when you go on a date or meet somebody, you know. So give it another chance.
Give it another chance, for sure. I'm not like that was an exception, not the rule. So please don't be an hour late especially if Gail's waiting for you. Do not be late, because then I'm gonna be mad too. I'm like, why did you make her wait? But it's a beautiful story that it all worked out so well. I love that. Like I'm actually still on that you know, you have to be open-minded and make it work.
100%. It is very important because we kind of have these check marks, you know what I mean? And sometimes be outside the box.
Yeah.
Don't have to be like, you know, always be like, oh, this doesn't check off, this doesn't check off. Give it a chance.
Do you have any advice for each side? Like I always like to say, like, be a little bit extra to the guy. Like, oh, like my guy friends or my brother, like bring flowers or maybe do something thoughtful beforehand. And then for the girls, like dress nice. I feel like smelling nice is a big thing.
I totally agree with you. I think your first appearance, your first impression matters. But on your first date, don't bring flowers.
Don't bring flowers. Okay, I'm extra. I'm like, you should bring something.
No, because then you know that's not genuine.
Oh, okay,
You know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
Like you didn't mean it.
Yeah, because you're just trying to impress her.
Yeah.
You're not showing your true self.
Yeah.
And I think be yourself from the get-go, and then that's when relationships last longer.
That's true.
Yeah.
Then you're not doing that. I'm impressing you for a
Yeah.
month, and then I'm lazy and I don't do anything after.
Yeah, that's-
And you also build the expectation of you're always going to be doing
Well,
something.
when you're courting, people like men and women, they'll go out of their way to make sure they are a certain way because that's what makes the other person happy. But when you stop courting, if you're not doing that, then that's not okay.
And then you're not having fun anymore in the
Exactly.
relationship.
So keep the spark alive and be that way when you're courting and after.
Yeah,
You
keep
know?
up the date night.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's so beautiful because it's true too. Because you see a lot of people, like what we were saying earlier, now it's actually overall connection in my head. The being too much isn't a good thing.
No.
Even though sometimes I'm like, yeah, do it all. But maybe don't do it all,
Yeah.
guys. I am not. She's seen people get married. I haven't yet. So listen to Gail. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, I know.
Have you
Listen to her as well.
Oh, thank you. Just sometimes.
I think this is where the balancing comes in,
Yeah.
to see what works best for you
Yeah.
and do that. But again, between Gitanjali and I, we are like yin and yang.
Yeah.
We balance each other off very well and be that way.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm also just on the younger side of the scale where it's
absolutely.
like do it all, like
Yeah.
do everything, and then you've seen that again maybe backfire.
Yeah.
So you know the advice of maybe don't do it all,
Yeah.
but do your best.
Yeah, do your best and also be yourself. Be the kind of person you truly are, because that's what shows the other person that, okay, hey, I want to be with this guy or girl because they're amazing. They genuinely are and your true self, when you show your true self, it shines more than it does when you're putting up an act.
That's so true.
Right?
Have you had any horror stories? Like a dating, like I know some people will say that, oh, I went on this first date, he didn't look like himself, and then maybe he hadn't showered right beforehand. Just like, have you had anything where you're like, you need coaching, like I need to coach you one-on-one?
I haven't had any horror stories.
Okay, that's good.
But I have met some individuals where personal grooming is important.
Yeah.
And I met this beautiful young lady who came and she was not dressed up and, she had not put herself together very well.
You're so nice with your words. I would be like, she just came looking sloppy.
So I sat down with her for a while and I said, let's just say you were going for an interview.
Yeah.
I said, is this how you dress? She goes, of course not. I said, well.
This is an interview.
I said, you're here to see me for the first time.
Yes.
How do you think you should have,
Yeah.
And then so I said to her, let's take a minute. So I made very minor changes to her looks while we were sitting there, which was the way she had done her hair. I made her put some lipstick on and all that. That slight change, and I took a picture of her before, and I took a picture of her after. And I said, which one do you like better? She goes, obviously this one. I said, you know what? When you're stepping out of the house, you need to look good. I said, because when you look good, you feel good.
Yeah.
And your confidence shows. That's
true.
what you want. You want people to say, hey, I want to check her out. I want to do this. I want to talk to her.
Yeah.
So personal grooming and appearance does make a difference.
It does. And I like that you say that it's when you look good, you feel good. Because it's so true. I think the days that, you may have a meeting and you didn't, like I think I went from being when I worked at the bank, I was like, okay, like same clients, whatever. And then I could notice such a huge shift in myself on the days that I, woke up a little earlier. I was like, okay, I'm going to do my hair and makeup today.
Right.
Maybe it doesn't have to be a full beat, but something that makes you feel confident. I'm like, okay, you can't see my under eye bags.
Yeah.
And then those days I'm talking more, I'm ready to communicate more, I'm ready to, really do anything.
Yeah.
Versus the days that you're not loving the way that you look, you don't do as much. And it's like I feel like everywhere people will say like, hey, maybe it's conceited that you're like, oh, you have to look good. But when you look good, you feel good. And you also, in my opinion, are more productive. Like you're walking more confident, you're doing more.
Yeah. So there was a study on this.
Okay.
And they did a study on, I think it was at Harvard, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
The study was that they made a few people dress up a certain way and a few people dress up, like really dress up and look good and all that. So the people that weren't dressed and they had an interview, they were not as confident. The people that were dressed up, they were very confident. And they took a bunch of people that were dressed up and they put a cologne or a perfume on them.
Yeah.
They were even more confident.
There you go.
Because they smelled good, they looked good. So, and it's a study that you can look up, and that's how much of a difference it makes, your appearance.
And people I know, we're in also, this is my only controversial opinion this episode, but we're in this era of almost like, put yourself first, like relax, slow down your life, which I agree to an extent.
Yes.
But I think when you do the absolute, like I'm leaving the house looking like I would in my PJs, it does impact your work. As like studies have even shown now.
Absolutely.
That try.
Yes, yeah. Just try it. Exactly. You're very right. Try it out. Dress up one day. You might be used to dressing. Even if you're a construction worker.
Yeah.
When you dress up, you're going to an event, you feel like, hey, I look like something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what you want to present yourself as. Yes, at work, you're dressing a certain way. And this young lady that the example that I used, was a nurse.
Okay.
Because she was used to being in her scrubs and all that, Yet, as soon as you get out of that, you get out of your work clothes, don't you? And then,
then you're like, your personality's
absolutely.
back.
and fabulous individual, yet didn't like dressing up.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm sure you've coached and figured out a way.
Absolutely.
You're like, I'm on the matrimony game.
Yes.
And I love that you take the time personally, because you don't get that anywhere else. Like that personal one-on-one, hey, like this might help you. And if your goal is, again, matrimony or marriage, why don't we try this together? And sitting with her and talking to her, because you're not going to get that on Tinder. You're not going to get that on Bumble. And I think that's what makes Eternal Strings so special, is that you guys care.
Absolutely. And we do care to the extent that, to a fault in a way, we do go a little
above and beyond.
Because it's important to us.
And I think it's the passion that shows. Like, if you care about what you're doing, there's no way that you don't find success at some point.
Absolutely.
And you already have. I mean, people are getting married. You already said it. So what would you say is, I'm putting you on the spot with this one a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to do some rapid fire before we end off. But 3 biggest green flags in men and women.
Honesty. Appearance.
Big one.
Yes. Appearance is also a green flag. And being straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right?
And make no changes to your top 3. And then top 3 red flags.
People that are late.
Sorry, guys.
And people that are, they beat around the bush. They never come to the point. Their dishonesty shows. When you ask them a direct question and you don't get a direct answer, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
And people that keep canceling on you, those are the 3 reds.
I think keep canceling is one of those frustrating things, because you said, hey, like, we made this time, you schedule it in your schedule, you schedule it in the third person's schedule, and then, okay, I can't come, okay. I think the thing is, if you have a good reason, it's usually once.
Yes.
Like, if something happened, there's an emergent, stuff happens, life happens.
Brilliant. Yes.
But if it's consistent, there's no way there's that much consistently happening.
Yes. That is very true. And then that is your red flag, because it's like, okay, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then that's when I get involved and I ask the person, I'm like, let's talk about this, what's going on. If you're not ready, it's okay.
Yeah.
But if you are ready, then why do you keep canceling?
You figure this out.
Absolutely.
This can't happen.
Yeah.
What is the best success story you've had till date?
That couple that I talked about, yes. And then they are, like I said, they're happily married, and there's others as well, but that's one of my favorites.
I love that. I know the hour late, and then transitioning into being the best relationship ever.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Now, do you have anything that you see in the future for Eternal Strings? Anything major that you have something maybe brewing or scheming going on?
I do, and I can't share.
Oh, no! Okay, so, you guys just have to check the website. You have to check their Instagram.
Yes. The one thing that is coming soon, eventually, is the app.
Oh, okay. Yes. We're so excited.
Yeah, the app is coming, and, but we're going to take it one step at a time. We don't want to rush into anything, because we want to make sure whatever we are doing so far, we do it well. and then we move on to the next step.
No, that's amazing. And especially you were saying the website took 2 years.
It did.
And that's because you wanted it to be a good website
Yes.
and not just a prototype that you throw out there and
Exactly.
try your best.
Yeah, because the back end takes a long time
Yeah.
because, you know, the algorithms have to be appropriate and
You have to make it all work.
Absolutely.
I am not a tech girl, so don't worry. I totally understand. I'm like, that's
Trust
over
me,
there.
I am not a tech person either, but I must say I have been educated
A lot.
and I have learned a lot. I can actually say that I know how some of the back end works.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. There you go. New skills every time.
Absolutely.
And I love that like it's a continuous learning cycle. I don't think people think about that until they step into roles or maybe entrepreneurship where you wear every hat. Like being Eternal Strings, you're the spokesperson, you are the chola, you are the tech person, you're everything. You're the consultant, everything is you.
Yeah.
Which is so pretty.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful thing. It has, I have grown as an individual. To me, I've learned so much more about how people work, how do they think, and what makes them happy, what makes them tick. You know, all of those things. I've learned
It's
so
like
much.
a crash course on human psychology.
Absolutely.
Okay, last question. I know I keep being like, one more question, but this is the last one for real. I think when I think about you, I always say like modern sister. I'm like, Gail's my, I feel like you have a little bit more, you've seen a lot of the Western stuff too. You've been here forever.
Yes.
What do you find is the big difference between maybe like kids that were born here that are using your services and their parents, like the expectations of South Asian matrimony and, sorry Shama, I've hit this 9 times, and like South Asian versus kind of maybe more Canadian style of matrimony and dating?
Well, when you say South Asian, you mean people from India versus Indo-Canadians.
Indo-Canadians,
right.
You got it.
So I think South Asians are still okay with arranged marriages, and they are also okay with the family involvement, whereas the Indo-Canadians are okay with family involvement, but to a certain extent.
Yeah.
They like to make their own decisions. They want to be, the main decision makers, and the parents, they'll tell their parents, okay, this is, so what Indo-Canadian parents are doing is, okay, here's the website.
Yeah, do it yourself.
So they register on their own, whereas South Asian, the parents register them. And both ways, it works. And I, like you said, I wear different hats. So I work with everybody at where their need is at, rather than saying, oh no, this is what we do. No, I work with everybody at their own level. And the one thing I forgot to mention earlier is a lot of times when there's matchmakers, they're told to compromise.
Yeah.
I say compromise. I'm not okay with compromise, but I say compromise where those things don't affect what your values are, what your family values are. Do compromise when it comes to, I don't like this phone over here, I want to move it over here. That's, big deal. You can, both individuals, when they come together, they have to be willing to make some changes. The changes shouldn't be about your values. It should be more about basic things that don't affect you or hurt you in any way.
Yeah.
It's not about, that, okay, I like to go to the Gurdwara. And the other person says, I don't like to go to the Gurdwara. Well, let the other individual go. I'm just using that as an example. Or, you want to go to the mandir, go to the mandir. The other person doesn't want to go. That's okay. But you have to give and take. Whereas I would never tell you to compromise with, that I am a kind individual. I want to do this. I love helping people. I don't know if that's the right example, but there's certain values that you have.
Or even just, I think, deal breakers, like you mentioned earlier, where if you really want kids and someone doesn't want kids, that's a huge part of your life that you can't just be like, okay, compromise, throw it out the window.
Yeah.
But I do like that you say on the little things, compromise, but not on the big things. Because you're not telling them that their opinion doesn't matter.
Exactly. Because a value versus minor things that you like a certain way, there's a big difference. Your values are your values, And even if the other person doesn't have the same values,
Yeah.
respect the other person's values,
Definitely.
and that's what's important.
Would you be open to, I just remember Indian Matchmaking, the Seema. Would you ever be open to being like a reality show like that where
You never know, man.
yeah, I'm putting it out into the universe because I think a dating show here would be crazy.
Yes, yes.
We have so many people and so many, I honestly like Eternal Strings does such a good job, and even the meetings. I think that if there's any producers out there listening, we need a reality show in Surrey.
Absolutely.
Like it would be insane.
Okay. Yes.
I think you would be an excellent Seemanti too. Like she was a little
Don't
crazy.
call me
I think you'd be,
Seemanti.
not Seemanti.
She's way out there.
She's a little crazy. She's a little crazy, you're right.
She's the one that says compromise.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's not what we want. Yeah, she makes them feel like they can't. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. And I love that you say that too, because hers is, okay, what else are you going to get? What are you going to do better?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're so
auntie.
old.
Yeah.
It's like really?
You can find love at any age, Seemanti. And it's even funny. My mom's name is Seema. So when we were watching that show, it was just so like, Seemanti, Seema. And she was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Like, it keeps saying my name and I don't want to watch it.
And I'm not like her.
Yeah, I'm not like her.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just to wrap up, we always do our ending with a piece of advice that you have for the next generation. So I'll get you to look directly into that camera there and speak to our audience. What is one piece of advice that you have for the next gen?
My advice to all of you would be to please be open-minded, come out to different events, and feel comfortable registering on the website. There is no pressure. Be open-minded, and please, especially this is one piece of advice to men, feel comfortable to put yourself out there, if you will, and it's not as scary as you think. And we're hoping that we'll see you soon.
Yeah. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
To you as well.
Thank
Happy
you.
Valentine's Day, and happy Valentine's Day to all your viewers. I hope you have an amazing, amazing evening. And to me, it's Valentine's Day every day.
Oh, I love that.
As Gitanjali said, love is in the air. I said love is in the air. So have a beautiful time, you guys.
Oh, I love that. And we'll see you guys hopefully February 14th at our singles matchmaking event. And if you need more information about Gail or anything to do with Eternal Strings, do check out her website. Check out the Instagram. That's where I get all my updates. And I know they're quicker than going on a website.
The website is eternalstrings.com. And the
Instagram
is Eternal Strings Matrimonial.
Thank you so much for coming on, Gail. And we'll see you guys all soon. Bye.